specify any further details of this story, we'll pass them on to you listeners. Just another day in the Commonwealth, huh, folks? Here's another one from Betty Hutton. Guys, don't take this personally.
I'm already bored.
Tex Beneke, folks. Hey, folks, time for some news. Though, actually, this time it's more addressing some rumors than anything else. I'm sure many of you have heard tales of the Railroad, a group working to free synths who are trying to escape the Institute. While it's impossible to say for sure, they may actually be out there. If so, it makes sense that they're keeping a low profile. It's a dangerous idea and is met by some very mixed reactions around the Commonwealth. I guess if you are out there...
What the hell was that?
Good luck not getting caught.
You're mine now, Rookie!
Here's the 5 stars. Atom bomb, baby.
A big mistake, Rookie! Getting tired yet? You better be worth it! Oh, tough guy. Disappearing act, huh? turn up, you're dead. Only a fucking coward hides. This is bullshit. Come out and fight! Yes. Now, all quiet. I think it's open. Just keep your eyes open.
And that, bless her heart, was Skeeter Dance. Still from out of town, be sure you visit Diamond City. It's safe, it's secure, and that, bless her heart, was Skeeter Dance. Just when you thought you'd heard everything, folks, there are tales being told about a very strange-looking machine built out there in the Commonwealth. friend Travis here has yet to learn what this thing is for. But I can tell you, the imaginations are running wild. Wackiest version I've heard so far is that this thing is supposed to somehow contact the Institute. Now, I don't think I believe that, but if it's true, and whoever's building it can hear me, put down the wrench, friend. It'll only end badly. If anyone else out there knows what that thing does, you come see your old friend Travis Lonely Miles. Keep up to date. That's all it is. Here's Billie Holiday bringing us easy living. It's a good time. As it gets to.
Hold up a moment, sir. There's something important I need to tell you.
I'm listening.
I'm going to give you B592's reset code. If he hears the code phrase, it'll reset his cognitive processes and make him docile.
You're gonna pay for that.
Target down.
Ammo levels are good.
Yes.
Well
Judging
done.
by your gear, I'm gonna guess you two are agents
Just
of the
like me.
So, made it to the
Yeah.
top. Is the Institute so desperate for resources that it's stealing plunder from honest, hard-working Commonwealth gangs?
B592, initialize factory reset, authorization Gamma 71 Epsilon.
You okay? Gabriel, can you hear me? Shit, they did something! Take them out! Man.
Please don't. Nice work, sir. I'll take this in. Just... It's like 60. Ready to revamp the reclaim synth B592.
Your presence here is a great gift, not just to Father, but to all of us.
I'm glad to see you return safely. I know the task was difficult, but I needed you to see firsthand how dangerous a rogue synth can be.
I don't care about who's to blame. I just wanted to stop a killer.
Yes, of course. Your pragmatism is admirable. It does matter, though. If everyone sees the Institute as a villain, dangerous forces could align against us. If we can put the lie to such assumptions, we diminish that threat. But enough about that. The task is done, and you've returned our synth safely to us. I couldn't have hoped for a better outcome. Well done. While you were away, I had quarters prepared for you. You'll find all the basic necessities, as well as a generous stock of arms and equipment. Go and have a look. I think you'll be quite pleased.
I look forward to assisting you further.
Your quarters are just inside, sir. When you're finished here, sir, Father wants to see you.
That was Roy Brown with Butcher Pete.
Sounds like those raiders at Libertalia were quite a handful.
Non-stop music and all the latest news. This is Diamond
I
City
know that
Radio.
suit. You're one of those
Wanoni
people who
Harris's
wasn't
grandma may have had a gambling problem, but we all win because of it. Here he is.
What
Hello.
are you doing here? Isn't today your day off?
It is. But honestly, what am I going to do with the day off?
I don't know. What do you usually do in your spare time?
Read test reports, compare data, work.
Sometimes Quentin is really mean to me, but...
You call this a clean floor? Are your visual receptors malfunctioning? Can you not see the grime and dust?
Ah. Hello, Father. Tell me, what would you do when someone has stolen from you?
Perhaps after you've been disassembled, we can use your components to make something.
After everything I've been through to find you, I think you already know.
I'm sorry, Father. Of course. You're right. The group that calls themselves the Railroad have acquired several synths from the Institute. Synths that had gone missing in recent months. They no doubt mean to free these synths, in their delusion that synths are somehow sentient beings. You've been in contact with the Railroad, so you're aware of their misguided beliefs.
They mean well. They're only doing what they think is right.
You dealt with Libertalia. That's the result of their selfish, short-sighted plan. Usually they are a minor nuisance, but lately they have become more emboldened. I'm afraid we've reached the point where a response is necessary. We have learned the current location of these synths, and need to reacquire them before the Railroad can hide them.
Where are the synths located?
A small settlement at the old Bunker Hill Monument. But it's important that we act on this soon, before the Railroad has any indication we've tracked them. We also don't want the Brotherhood of Steel getting wind of the presence of the synths. That would only complicate matters.
I'll act quickly. You can count on me.
You'll have a contact waiting for you just outside Bunker Hill. Good luck.
Seems to be growing well.
Larry Smith, everyone.
You mind?
In case you were wondering, it sounds like we haven't heard the last of the Brotherhood of Steel just yet. Eyewitness reports have them engaged in a firefight with unknown opponents at the ArcJet building here in the Commonwealth. While their motivations aren't entirely clear, we can all make some guesses about what they're up to. I think it's safe to say there was some tech they wanted, and they decided to go take it. I know I wouldn't want to be in their way. The reports go on to say they made it out in one piece, presumably with whatever they were after. Who knows? Maybe now they'll be moving on to greener pastures. Let's get back to the music, shall we? Up next is Connie Allen. Here's Rocket 69.
Glad you're with us.
Carrington wants a word.
Establishing Mercer's safe house is a sign we're on the road to recovery. Thank you for that.
Can I talk to you?
Something on your mind?
The Institute knows about Bunker Hill. They're planning to recapture the synths there.
The timing couldn't be worse. The old man's been sitting on those 4 synths. There's nowhere else that's safe we could put them. Maintaining your cover is vital. But the sacrifice is just too great.
How much damage would it cause if we let them hit us?
We're running out of places to hide our synths. That's why we put so many eggs in one crowded basket to begin with. So what would we lose? 4 synths, Stockton, some of our best agents, and the inevitable civilian casualties? No, not this time. We've never known when and where the Institute would strike us next. But now we have a chance to turn the tables. We wait until the enemy is in position, then we hit them hard. No one they send out comes back alive except you. Understand?
With me working the inside angle, this is doable.
We can't attack too early. We need to draw them into the kill zone, and then spring the trap. You'll know when. You'll probably have a Courser escort. You'll have to take him down. You've done it before, but it'll still be dangerous.
Like you said, I've done it before.
It's a risk, but it's one we have to take. So get it done.
Bet you never met a synth before Glory.
I've been waiting for you.
So, what's our situation?
I assume you've been briefed? Our targets are inside. 4 synths under railroad protection. Majority of the settlement is uninvolved and are expected to run for cover. The situation appears to have escalated. A covert approach is likely impossible. We move in, secure the synths, and I relay out with them back to the Institute. Clear? The mission's parameters just changed. We go in shooting. Requesting backup relay now.
Got company.
Hey, we've got word coming through. Found it to the northwest. Some brave and are excited to settle Central. Never hurts to have one more safe, reliable place to come. Sounds like the men may be getting back on their feet.
Oh no. Come back here. We've got trouble. He vanished.
Hi.
Thank you for sparing us.
Still in one piece.
Hey.
We'll get somewhere safe as soon as you're gone.
Huh?
Excuse me.
You've given us another chance at life. We won't forget it.
Hey there.
I can't believe you did that for us. Thank you.
Good karma's paying off.
Let's do this.
Oh, damn, here we go.
Damn, why can't this just be over?
Sorry. Should have just run.
Ain't my fight.
Some luck.
Help me, someone!
Good to see you.
Power demand jumping another 5% this year.
Someone there? Hello? What's that? Who's there?
Combat initiated.
Time to die! Kill them! Kill them
By order of the Institute, you must be destroyed.
Combat initiated. Assessment, you must die. Now you went and got me mad! Okay, who's next?
Louis Jordan, folks. Gotta love him. Good news is something often in short supply in the Commonwealth, folks. So I'm happy to be able to deliver a little bit to you. If you were one of the folks worrying in hushed tones about the whereabouts of Diamond City's most effective detective, you can rest easy. Nick Valentine is back in town and seemingly none the worse for wear. While details about what happened to him are scarce, I for one am just glad he's back. And in one piece. And if there's any more good news to share, here on Diamond City Radio. Next is Orange Colored Sky by Mr. Nat King Cole.
You know, in all my years, I've never set foot outside the Institute. Not once. Since the day they brought me here. I've never had a reason. But now, this just confirms the truth I've always known. The Commonwealth is dead. There's no future here. The only hope for humanity lies below.
It wasn't always like this. It used to be different.
I can only imagine. Standing here, I'm reminded of how fortunate I am that I was spared a life in this wasteland. I know that to you, I was kidnapped from that vault. In truth, the Institute rescued me. Both of us, really.
Kellogg called me the backup.
Did he? Well, he was correct. I was the perfect candidate. An infant with uncorrupted DNA. But if something were to go wrong, if I died, well, the Institute realized a contingency plan was prudent. Another source of pre-war DNA, preferably related to their primary subject. It only made sense that my parents should fill that role. So you were kept alive and safe within the vault. I'll admit, when I had you released from Vault 111, I had no expectations that you'd survive out here in all this. To not only do so, but manage to find me. To infiltrate the Institute itself. Extraordinary.
So it was you. You let me out.
Yes. It was my decision. Certainly it was no longer necessary to keep you suspended. Well, I suppose I wanted to see what would happen. An experiment of sorts. I had no idea what kind of man you were, you see. Would the Commonwealth corrupt you? As it has everything else. Would you even survive? Perhaps most curious to me, would you, after all this time, attempt to find me? And now I know the answer.
That's all this is to you? All I am to you? Just another experiment?
No, that's not all. But still, I'm glad it turned out the way it did. Soon, I hope you'll understand. Everything I've done has been for the future. A future which I hope is not in jeopardy after recent events. Bunker Hill did not go well for us. Would you care to explain what happened?
It's my fault. I wasn't able to complete the mission.
I gave you this opportunity to prove yourself. Particularly to prove to the Directorate that you deserve a place here. That will now be significantly harder. There will be accusations that you deliberately sabotaged the mission. Bunker Hill was to cement your place as a valuable asset to the Institute. It will now only raise suspicions. And to see the Brotherhood of Steel involved in this? They had no way of knowing what was going on. I will refrain from sharing the outcome with the Directorate for the moment. Things are already in motion that this would only derail. Speaking of which, it's time for you to become more involved in the future of the Institute. I'd like you to join me inside. The Directorate is meeting, and you should be there. I'll be waiting. I've seen enough. It's time to go back in.
From what I hear, that rogue synth at Libertalia was a real menace.
The rest see me as little more than a glorified repair man.
I hope all your needs are being seen to. You just let me know if they're not.
I guess you're from one of the vaults,
Good, we're all here. I think it's time we begin.
Sir, excuse me, but what exactly is he doing here?
I will address that issue. But there are other subjects that require our attention first. The level of unrest in the Commonwealth continues to rise, as we're all aware. Your report.
All Institute facilities remain completely secure with the exception of one notable breach. Otherwise, internally, things are as tight as they've ever been. Dr. Ayo has been keeping an eye on things topside.
Yes, Watchers show no additional threats beyond those previously identified. Boston International Airport remains occupied, with Brotherhood presence noted at several other points throughout the Commonwealth. Intelligence suggests that this railroad continues to operate and is becoming more ambitious. SRB agents are monitoring all known situations, sir.
Very good, thank you. It's clear that our safety needs to be the primary concern going forward. To that end, where are we on Phase 3?
Sir, are you sure this is the time to be discussing it? Given, well, considering all parties present?
Ah, yes, that's true. Have you heard anything about Phase 3?
What's Phase 3?
It's very important to us. Power is, as I'm sure you've seen above ground, a very valuable commodity. I'm not talking about some abstract concept of control. I mean real, tangible power. The kind that keeps the lights on. With every advance the Institute makes, our need for raw power increases. Many compromises and sacrifices have been made over the years to allow progress to continue.
In this world, I'm sure compromise is necessary.
Quite right. For far too long, we've been dependent on others. On our surroundings. That time is over. Phase 3 is simply the activation of a nuclear reactor that can provide enough power to the Institute now and forever. It will ensure not just our survival, but our prosperity.
Sounds like an important step.
That's an understatement. The reactor is close to ready, but recent tests have determined we have a few tasks ahead of us. Thus, we come to Phase 3, and to how you will help.
Sir?
Yes, Dr. Ayo. Previously, we would rely on Kellogg for above-ground operations, yes? Well, he is gone. While I'm not overly fond of putting my own father in harm's way, he has proven more than capable of handling himself.
Yes, but...
This is not a matter for debate. Now, there is one more subject that requires discussion.
I don't know that this is the time.
Dr. Holdren, it is time. Please, as I'm sure several of you are already aware, I have been under Dr. Volkert's care for some time. I'm sorry, this is difficult for me. Our best efforts have failed. Every experimental treatment we could devise has been unsuccessful. I'm sorry to say I am dying.
What?
Can't be serious.
Everyone, please. I am sorry. This is not how I wanted to tell you, but we're running out of time.
Why would you joke about this? It isn't funny.
Were it a joke, I'd agree it's in poor form. But I'm afraid it's not. We can talk more later. Right now, the future of the Institute is at stake. The Institute cannot survive without leadership. The Directorate must continue to govern with the best interest of all in mind. To that end, I am naming my father as my successor.
Oh, boy.
You can't be serious!
Really? Seems a poor choice.
How can you possibly justify this? He isn't one of us. He isn't even a scientist.
Ignoring your borderline, insubordinate tone, I will simply say this. The Institute has enough scientists. What it needs is a leader. I believe my father has already proven himself more than capable in that regard. This will conclude this meeting. Thank you.
It's great to have you here.
Supposed to somehow contact the Institute.
It's my responsibility to make
Now,
sure
I
this
don't think
place
I
runs
believe that,
smoothly.
But if it's true, and whoever's building it can hear me, put down
Let
the
your
wrench,
surroundings
friend.
be a reminder
It'll only end
of
badly.
what science and
Anyone else
willpower
out there
can
knows what
accomplish.
that thing does? Come see your old friend Travis Lonely Miles.
I had no idea.
I know this is...
As always.
Well, it's a lot
Right
to
behind
take
you,
in
baby,
at
by
once.
Ray
I'm
Smith
sorry,
is
Father.
next.
I hope it
Really
wasn't too
explain the
presumptuous
concept
of me to
personal
put you in
space to
charge
that man.
without even asking first.
I can do the job.
Of course you can. That's why I made the decision. There's no question that some of the Directorate and the Institute at large will need reassurances about your appointment. That's why I'd like you to take charge of this latest operation. Dr. Fillmore can fill you in on the details. There are hard decisions ahead for all of us, but for you especially. I know that you'll do the right thing.
Dr. Fillmore.
Busy day for you, isn't it? Well, it's about to get busier. You're going to lead this operation, I'm told.
Absolutely.
All right, let's go over the details. Recent events have upset our timetable. Getting the reactor online has become our #1 priority. It needs to be running, well, yesterday. We're going to have to cut some corners. I'm not thrilled, but it means we'll need to rely on some pre-war tech. You're going to the Mass Fusion building to acquire a beryllium agitator for us.
Consider it done.
I'll consider it done when I've got it in my hands. I'm going with you.
No way. You're not going. You'd be a liability.
Well, that's about the most insulting thing I've heard in a while. Okay, you're on your own then. Good luck. Not to put more pressure on you, but we have to move quickly on this. Word is that the Brotherhood is nosing around the area. We don't want them getting the agitator before we do. Head on up to the relay, and they'll get you over to Mass Fusion in a flash. Pun sort of intended.
Nice work bringing that rogue synth back.
not scared of the surface.
Sounds like those raiders at Libertalia were quite a handful. Victoria. What was that? It's only a matter of time before I find you.
Can't hide from us. Make me. Honor. Glory.
I'm warning you. I have strict shoot-to-kill orders.
Everything looks good.
heard 3 sons here on Diamond City Radio.
Key card. That'll come in handy.
Diamond City Radio wouldn't be possible without the help of some wonderful businesses here in town. Commonwealth Weaponry. It's a dangerous world out there. Protect yourself. Protect your family.
I don't see the beryllium agitator anywhere. She must have moved it.
It's all over but the crime.
Going down.
Down.
Why don't you make this easy for both of us? Nice.
Hey, no!
Got it.
That was Billy Ward and the Dominoes. Folks, I'd like to take a moment for something a little more personal than usual.
Nice.
As I'm sure you know all too well, I haven't always been the best at this job. Hey, let's face it, I've been pretty terrible. Thanks to the efforts of a few of my friends, I've decided to change how I look at things, how I live my life. I'd like to just take this opportunity to thank the Vault Dweller for lending me a hand. I really do appreciate it. All right, folks, that's enough sentiment from me for one day. Let's get it on back, shall we?
Area sweep, now!
Here's Uranium Fever by Elton Britt. It's
search area. Fan out. Hiding is pointless.
Initiating decontamination sequence. Decontamination complete. You may proceed. wait. Decontamination complete.
Unidentified intruder detected. Beginning search. All clear.
Max.
That was Billy Ward and the Dominoes. Now, folks, I'm sure you've all seen or heard about the latest issue of Public Occurrence. Some bold claims by our intrepid reporter. Six possibly living among us, undetected. Very serious implications. Wouldn't you agree? The mayor's office has, of course, issued a statement denying the validity of the article, saying all is well in Diamond City. The mayor himself insists that the fears raised in the article are unfounded. Good to know, I guess. But between you and me, listeners, I'm gonna keep my eyes open just to be at the scene.
Now cycling airlock. Please wait.
Never a dull moment here at Diamond.
Initiating decontamination sequence.
For anyone coming back to Diamond City, trip out to the Commonwealth. This one's for you.
Contamination complete. You may proceed. Security alert in the reactor chamber. Emergency. Please wait. Contamination complete.